Hi. Hi. Today I'm going to give a small presentation about what is IPFire, how we can configure IPFire, or which services are there in the IPFire. So IPFire comes with a great level of flexibility. As we know, we can deploy it as a firewall, as a proxy server, and it gives a way of confidence to the networking people that they do not have to worry too much, or they do not have to rely on many commands for defining a firewall inside their networks. Now it comes with the features like VPN, intrusion detection system, IPsec, and much more. They can operate on many of the hypervisors like KVM, VMwares, and even beyond that, they can be also operated on platform like Microsoft, Oracle VirtualBox, etc. As IPFire is based on Linux kernel, it is supported by many new network adapter cards nowadays, and it occupies very less resources, so it can be run simultaneously on many of the client machine in networks. So the main aim or the main benefit of IPFire is to secure their network environment from any outside attacks. It comes with a great power to give different level of security to a network and make it easy that how you can define or how you can configure a service inside the IP fire. The second part is they are directly connected to the internet, so they are at the topmost risk to get attacked from any outside hackers or intruders. The other part is, if we talk about the Packfire Manager, that is the package manager which helps to update the versions of IPFire. That even also comes, or they give the updates on a digital base, so they don't have to worry a lot much about the encryption technologies and that. Now, during the installation process of IPFire, it divides network into different segments of colors, which are like red, green, blue, and orange. The green color is always the safest, so it can be implemented on the internal part of the network. The red part is the danger, so that is also always implemented on the outside part of the network, which is facing to the internet. And the orange segment, or the orange color part, represents the DMs and DMZ zones. Now the DMZ zones are the zones having public access to internet and are separated from the internal network organization. Now the other benefit we can get from IPFire is they can act as a scanner of a scanner, which means whenever the traffic comes in, it first gets checked over IPFire and then it gets delivered to the client machine. So a second level check has been done at the client part. So two layer of security mechanism is possible with the help of the IPFire. So that is a big advantage of IPFire over here. Now we'll see that how we can configure or how many services are there in IPFire, and how we can configure a particular service in the IPFire environment. So for that, first of all, we'll see that in the vSphere environment, I've created two virtual machines having the name like router A and PCA over here. So we have configured everything in the virtual router settings inside the machine called router A, and we have configured the name, the address, IP address, the DNS, the gateways, the languages, the time zones, and everything. And we have also configured like red and green part, that which part is facing to which location. Like green is facing to the internal location of the or internal part of the organization, and the red segment is representing the internet. Now moving on, first of all, we'll go for the router A over here, and then we'll log in inside that with username and password. Then we'll switch to the PCA machine over here, and we have tagged this address to get inside the IPFire machine. So first of all, you can see like many options over here, like log summary, IPFire, firewall services. Now a particular service that we are going to configure is about URL filtering. So for that, first of all, we'll go for the web proxy option over here. We'll click, or we'll check this box is called enable on green and transparent on green. That That means whatever the traffic is coming in or going out, it will be always use filtering on that part of the network. The other part is like we have to check this box called URL filter enable on. So once you keep this box on, then it will start filtering the websites which have been allowed to have access or which are not been allowed to have access inside an organization. Once after checking these three boxes, we can click on the option. We can go on the bottom of the screen and click on the option called save and restart, so which will save our configuration. Now the next part is to block a URL. So how we can block a URL? So for that, first of all, we have to go for the network again, and we'll go for the option called URL filter over here. Over here, we can write like we can block the URLs according to the basis of ad, proxy, or like audio video contents or by violence contents. So many ways are there. So but the way we have which we have implemented is we have blocked it by a blacklist, and we have entered the domain name inside over here in the box that we want to block this domain name. And for those domain, we have entered the URLs over here. So once this they have been entered inside the blacklist box, you always don't forget to enable custom blacklist box. So that will enable this configuration, and it will check that those websites have been not allowed to get access from the network. The other part is custom whitelist, which means which websites you can list those websites which are allowed to have an access inside your network. You can write it down over here too. Once all of this configuration is done, you can always go on the bottom part of the screen and save the configuration. So after saving the configuration, you can type it over here on the open a new tab over here, and you can check that those block domains are working or not. Thank you so much for the presentation, and have a good day. Thank you.